Hey guys, welcome back to the Wild Wrestling channel. I am your host, Seth. Today, I'm going to give you guys my TNA Slammiversery Predictions. So let's hop right into the video. Play the intro. First, we're going to start with a countdown to Slammiversary, and the first match I want to talk about is Jake Something, Mance Warner, and Steve Macklin, and the TNA International Champ Steve Macklin versus the team of some of Fourth Rope's best, and the World Champ Zilla Fatu, Real One, aka Enzo Amore, and Josh Bishop. This will be a good match. It'll show off Zilla, which will be nice. Not even just Zilla, like a Real One and Josh Bishop. It'll show them all off, which would be really cool to see. Pretty sure Josh Bishop has appeared in TNA at last year's Slammiversary, but still showing them all off is cool, and it'll be good for Steve Macklin, Jake Something, and Mance to all get on the card. Personally, I'm going to take the team of Steve Macklin, Jake Something, and Mance Warner. I just think of the TNA team, although it can build up Zilla and them, I don't know if I really think they would win, but they might, but we'll just have to see what happens. Next on the countdown, we got the Inspiration versus the Elegance brand for the TNA Knockouts tag titles. They've been feuding for a little bit now, ever since the Inspiration returned to Under Siege or Against All Odds, I can't remember, and confronted them. But the Inspiration has kind of been stealing the spotlight, and the Elegance brand's pretty mad about that. And now the Inspiration gets a shot here to become the two-time TNA Knockouts Tag Champs. And to be honest, in my opinion, I think they get it done here. I think that they'll win the titles because I think now that Ash is the #1 contender for the TNA Knockouts title, I think if they drop the title here, she can go on and challenge for that, and it'll make a bigger possibility of her winning it. But we'll just have to see what happens. And now we get on to the main show, and the first match I want to talk about is Moose versus Leon Slater for the X Division Championship. They haven't really been feuding so much as they have now for a while, but I think it's kind of, the tension's always been there of the faction warfare, and Leon keeps trying to capture the title, but it seems that Moose keeps getting in the way, like at Ultimate X at Rebellion. Leon had the title, but as he was coming down, Moose getting the spear and retaining stopped him, so Leon really wants to do it and really wants to win the title here and become the youngest X Division champ, and in my opinion, I think he will do that. I think he'll win the X Division title here. Moose has had a great reign, but I think Leon really deserves it, becoming the youngest X Division champ in history, and I think he really embodies, it's all about weight limits, it's about no limits. Next up, we're going to see the System team up with Matt Cardona to take on Dark State. The System in this match made up of Eddie Edwards, JDC, Brian Myers, and then teaming with Matt Cardona versus Dark State. Dark State's been wrecking havoc on TNA against the System and Matt Cardona recently, and the System showed up on NXT this past week to handle the Dark State, and I think it'll be an all-out brawl. That's what it's been really like, in my opinion, when they've been attacking each other, just brawling all throughout the ring and ringside. And here, I think Dark State will get the win here. They're just too dominant of a faction, in my opinion. I think they'll end up putting them down and to keep raining havoc over NXT and TNA. Next up, we have Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. Years in the making. They've had many matches, and we finally get to see another one. Their rivalry has been going on since the Cruiserweight division and 205 Live in WWE. They've had some amazing matches like that one at WrestleMania 34. And I'm expecting another great one here. The Order 4 was calling him, and he and Cedric Alexander showed up to save them from Mustafa. Tasha Steelz eventually turned on Cedric and brought Order 4 back together, but this is just one-on-one. Cedric wants his revenge now on not only Mustafa Ali, but now all of Order 4. And to be honest, I really want to take Cedric here. I feel like he can really move forward from here, but I don't know if it's fully like no one's allowed out there. But personally, with Tasha and everything, I think Mustafa will get the win thanks to the help of Order 4. The only way I can see Cedric winning this is possibly Jason Hotch and John Skyler turning and really just leaving Order 4, but with the help of Tasha Steelz, I'm going to take Mustafa Ali to get the win. Next up, we have Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell came to the company a little bit, only a couple months ago, and Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford were two of the first people that kind of caught the attention of the whole Knockouts division and kind of disliked everyone, including Indy. Tessa's had her share at the Knockouts title, and he's been trying to get there, but it seems like Tessa keeps getting in the way and there's been some faction warfare, but it's all come down to this one-on-one. And personally, I'm going to take Indy Hartwell to get the win here. I think the only way for her to advance more in the Knockouts division is to defeat Tessa Blanchard here to get the future shot at the TNA Knockouts World title. Next, we will see AJ Styles show up after the teaser we got at the end of TNA Impact the other night. We will see AJ Styles show up at Slammiversery. Don't know fully what he's going to do, if he's going to confront someone or if he's just going to kind of be out there, if he's going to wrestle. But it'll be cool to finally see him back in a TNA ring for the first time in years, probably since he's been since he went to WWE or since he left for Japan, somewhere around there. But one of the TNA originals, one of the Mount Rushmore goats of TNA. And this will be super cool to see what happens. Next up is title for title, Jacy Jayne versus Masha Slamovich for the NXT Women's Championship and the TNA Knockouts World title. These two have been feuding for a little bit ever since Jacy Jayne showed up on NXT ahead of a couple of Masha's matches with Lee and Tessa Blanchard. But now we will, and Victoria Crawford, of course. And now we will see them go one-on-one finally. They've been feuding on TNA, and we got to see them feud a little bit on NXT at Great American Bash and this past week on NXT. So it's really built up to this moment. Should be a good match. It won't be a numbers game, as Lee and Xia Brookside will accompany Masha to counter Fatal Influence. But in the end, I think Jacy Jayne is going to get the win here. I just don't see them trying to put the NXT Women's Championship on Masha Slamovich. It still could happen. I just don't know if, they gave the title to her and they just had her win at Evolution. I don't know if it's the best decision for her to then drop it to Masha. So I'm going to take her to be now the Knockouts and NXT Women's Champ. Next up, we got the 4-way ladder match, the Rascals, Matt and Jeff Hardy, First Class, and the Nemesis for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. This is about to be an absolute banger, possibly match of the night. The Nemesis won the title at Rebellion, and they've been kind of feuding and having matches with all these different teams every once in a while. They've been kind of feuding, teaming up every once in a while. And this is kind of the big people in the tag division right now, and they're all going to collide here. I really don't know who to pick here. It's really torn. The Hardys did say they're thinking about tying up the boots at some point, hanging them up. But I don't know. The Nemesis are still really good. They're still pretty early, only a couple months in, but they're really good as the champs. But I do like the Rascals, and I miss them as champs. And First Class that hasn't really gotten their opportunity there. So this is really hard to decide from. There's a lot of really good talent here. Jeez, this is really hard. I really want to pick the Hardys because I don't want them to leave, but I just don't know if they have another full run left in them. So personally, this is tough. I'm torn between the Rascals and the Nemesis or First Class. Everyone has a motive here, but personally, I am going to take the Rascals. They lost their opportunity against all odds. It seems like a wild card pick. Most likely, there's a really high chance that I get this wrong, but I'm going to go all out. I'm going to pick them to win. I'm hoping they do. And finally, Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Mike Santana and Trick Williams in a triple threat match for the TNA World Championship. In the main event, Trick won the title at NXT Battleground and has been talking about he's going to take over TNA as the NXT superstar in Trick NA, but Mike Santana and Joe Hendry want to restore the title back to TNA. Mike Santana is in his home state of New York. Joe Hendry's a fan favorite everywhere, and he wants to get that title back. And Trick still wants to be the champ of TNA, of Trick NA, as he says. It's gone to a good feud. Mike Santana and Joe Hendry both really hate Trick, but the tension there has been growing, and I think they're all going to collide. It's going to be a massive brawl. Really good match, in my opinion, and in the end, I think Mike Santana is going to win the TNA World title because we've seen Joe Hendry with the title. We've seen Trick with the title. Mike Santana has been chasing the title for so long. Has finally gets his opportunity here, and I don't think he's going to let it go to waste. I think he will capture the championship and really be the best of TNA, the heart, the man in TNA, and he will be a great champ for the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below if you enjoyed this video, and turn on that bell so you can notify whenever I upload a brand new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.